But Josh Harris is getting an early look at potential general manager candidates for the Washington Commanders at league meetings. Has he already picked one? Let's find out. Well, welcome back to another episode here on the Washington Football Maniacs channel. My name is Greg, and if you're new here, this channel is dedicated to the Washington Commanders. If you're down with that, then make sure you have subscribed to this channel, and when you do, make sure you also hit that notification bell so you will never miss another video release. So, Josh Harris, the leader of our ownership group, has attended some owners meetings and league meetings in the past week, and so he's had a chance to meet some potential general manager candidates. Now, as we all know, and if you don't know, then you're probably living under a rock. The Washington Commanders are set to make some major changes within the front office at the end of the season, getting rid of several positions, and all of us are pretty much assuming that Martin Mayhew's days are numbered. We have not heard or seen Martin Mayhew in a very long time. And, of course, not to mention the head coach will probably be relieved of his duties come the end of the season as well. But the Washington Commanders managing partner attended the owners' meeting in Dallas this past week, which doubled as the fourth front office and general manager accelerator program. Per the league, This meet and greet is designed for a selected diverse group of candidates to receive an opportunity, they had this in quotes, opportunity, to build relationships with club owners and executives ahead of the hiring cycle. That's down the road matter for most involved, not Washington. The informal encounters give teams expected to seek significant general manager or front office hires this offseason, such as the Commanders, a jump start on the eventual proceedings. That's a significant benefit to an ownership group that completed its first purchase of the Commanders for $6.05 billion as the team begins training camp. As the team began training camp. Past tense. Washington is expected to shake up the coaching and front office staff after the season concludes. The Washington Commanders now, they're 4-10. We're coming off their bye week, and of course, they lost to the Rams yesterday. And up until yesterday, they had a combined losing record of points 90-25. While not mathematically eliminated up until yesterday, I'm reading this article from a few days ago, the skid ensured a fourth consecutive non-winning final record under head coach and front office leader Ron Rivera. Now, the type of structured hierarchy Harris desires is a significant question. General manager lead, another coach-centric setup, which I hope not. President of football operations above all. So that will be a question. What type of approach will Harris really take with this? Now, of course, in Washington, we've had the football operations, general. We had the general manager. We've had a vice president of football operations, all of this stuff. So what really ultimately will work for Washington? I think what doesn't often work is a coach-centric setup. I think that in order for the Commanders to really, truly have the setup that they really need, and to get the general manager who I think is ultimately going to bring them the ultimate amount of success, then I think you need to have the type of setup that is traditional, with the general manager picking the head coach, and then the head coach filling out his coaching staff, but otherwise the general manager really being involved and being the person who goes out to find the players that the coaches need, and to be heavily involved in all of that, player personnel, whatnot, and let the coach coach. I think ultimately that is the best part. And then you let the owner deal with your business operations, make money for the team, and let him sit up there in the owner's box and hopefully watch the team win on Sundays. That's ultimately what you want to have the owner. So it'll be interesting. Now, some of the names that this athletic article threw out there, Chicago Bears assistant general manager Ian Cunningham is arguably the most high-profile name among the 42 candidates. He is a Virginia native, but he turned down an offer last year to become the Arizona Cardinals GM. Trying to get that out. Cunningham previously worked in the Philadelphia Eagles and Baltimore Ravens organization. He does have a connection to Eugene Chan. Other names to watch: interim GM Champ Kelly, which probably I bet the Raiders might go ahead and take that assistant interim or whatever off of his this title, and probably would just wind up making him the full-time general manager there. Other people: the assistant GM, vice president of football operations Kai Harley, Cleveland Browns; Catherine Wright, Los Angeles Chargers; director of player personnel JoJo Wooden; Browns assistant GM Glenn Cook; and Eagles director of player personnel Charles Walls. So that's just a few names. I think it's an amazing opportunity for all the candidates not only to gain professional and personal development opportunities, exposure to ownership and top executives, but also to get to know each other, right? Told the Browns team's website ahead of her third accelerator meeting. Overall, in this article, it talked about how Josh Harris was kind of the darling of the meetings. And I'm trying to find the exact wording from it here. Well, of course, I can't find it when I'm actually recording, but basically he was well received in a lot of these meetings, which is a very good sign. And that's great to hear, because now you're seeing a lot of these general managers who are meeting guys like Josh Harris. And then I think that's just going to further make coming to Washington a very attractive potential site, landing spot for any of these general managers. Now, I'm going to have to do a little bit more digging as far as finding exactly which one of these would be the candidate I would want to go for. But I really think that one thing's for sure: you're not going to hire just for diversity. That's one thing about it, though. It's like, I don't care if they're what color they are, what gender they are, or anything like that. If they're the best in their position, they want to come to Washington, by all means, I want them to come to Washington and help turn this organization around. But I want the best person for the job. That's it. Man, woman, doesn't matter. I want the best person for the job. So that being said, I am glad that Josh Harris is getting what may be kind of an unofficial chance, early chance, but yet a chance to finally get out and start meeting and talking to some of these potential candidates. It's really getting a jump start on a lot of the offseason moves that we know that Josh Harris is going to start making. I'm telling you, just 3 more weeks, folks, just 3 more weeks, and then the nightmare will be over. Folks, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, give it a share, let me know how it did. And with that said, I will see you in the next one.